We have a particularly disgusting cockroach on the menu for today. It goes by the name of Richard Medhurst. Who is that? Well, Richard Medhurst is a Syrian-born independent journalist, put that in big quotes, who makes a living basically smearing the West, NATO, the United States, and making apologetics for Assad, denying his war crimes, spreading genocide denial and conspiracy theories about globalists and neocons. Just your average run-of-the-mill non-interventionist slime lord. You know, could these non-interventionist types are a dime a dozen. You really don't need to know that much more about him. But yesterday, after Joe Biden was announced the victor of the 2020 presidential election, Richard Medhurst had a complete, total meltdown. And you know what? It was so glorious that I just have to show it to you.
They couldn't wait one goddamn minute to go back to brunch. You have people celebrating in the streets about Joe Biden being elected. What are you celebrating? This guy bombed us. This guy bombed my country. He destroyed the Middle East. He locked up millions of black people in America.
What a cavalcade of rehearsed bullshit. You're going to fault Biden for bombing Syria, Richard? Biden? If there was one person I could think of that should be punished for bombing Syria, it would be Bashar al-Assad. Because he has barrel-bombed civilians for, 10 years now. He's gassed innocent people. He's rounded up and executed men, women, and children for simply disagreeing with him. And you're going to accuse Biden of being a war criminal while you make apologetics for a dictator who has committed the most egregiously horrendous war crimes and crimes against humanity that we've seen in modern history. Are you fucking insane? Do you have any self-awareness?
Don't you have any goddamn empathy? Don't you have any compassion? Don't you have any common sense? Has everyone lost their collective fucking minds?
Oh, and it just continues. A Assad apologist who denies genocide and makes excuses for a dictator who commits the worst war crimes in modern history has the gall to accuse other people of having a lack of empathy and common sense. That might be the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my life. This guy has, oh my God, I'm at a loss for words to describe this. I mean, fucking hell.
You can be happy about Trump being gone without rehabilitating and whitewashing a fucking racist war criminal.
Oh, and the projection that just never stops. My God, if you want to talk about racist war criminals and whitewashing their war crimes, look in the fucking mirror, dude. Just look at what you fucking tweet on a daily basis. You're going to accuse other people of whitewashing war criminals? Just, dude, get a fucking mirror.
And then you got Stephen Colbert and Vance Jones and all these mopes on television fake crying with their crocodile tears about how decency is going to be restored to the White House. What decency?
Yeah, what decency? What is that? I'm Richard Medhurst. I don't know what decency is.
What character? This guy spent his entire life trying to screw over the working class, trying to screw over people of color.
Oh, but Assad, on the other hand, no, he's a hero to the working class. No, he's a hero. He saves people. Just ignore all the mass graves and the human rights atrocities. Yeah, he's a fucking hero. God, dude, just fucking stop. Just stop. I can't take this cringe.
Why don't you go look at pictures of kids in Iraq, in Fallujah, born with birth defects because of the war that Joe Biden started, and come and tell me about what decency is?
Yeah, you know what? I will do that. After you look at pictures of dead Syrian children who were suffocated by poison gas dropped by helicopters on the orders of your beloved dictator, Bashar al-Assad. I want you to look at those pictures and then go to the families of those dead children and tell them that their deaths were a hoax and that their deaths were, or that they were the result of Zionist conspiracy. I want you to fucking do that, Richard.
You war criminal rehabilitating motherfuckers.
The projection never stops with this guy. It really never does. Everything Richard Medhurst accuses other people of doing is what he's doing himself. Denying war crimes, that's what you do. Whitewashing war criminals, that's your job, dude. It's not my job, that's your job.
And you got people congratulating him? Like AOC? What are you congratulating him for? You don't congratulate Joe Biden just like you don't congratulate Mussolini if he beat Hitler in an election.
Yeah, because that's a fair comparison. Yeah, Joe Biden's like Mussolini and Hitler. But not Assad. Assad is he's like a hero. He's a hero to the working class. He's a bulwark against the evil U.S. imperialist warmongers.
How can you sit there and rehabilitate a guy who started the Iraq War, who helped orchestrate it, who has the blood of 1 million Iraqis on his hands?
Non-interventionist fucks like you have the blood of tens of millions of people on your hands. 1 million in Rwanda, 3 million in Cambodia, 500,000 in Syria. If anyone has blood on their hands, it's people like you who make apologetics for the worst fucking people in society. It's people like you that should be ashamed of themselves. And it's people like you who should be ostracized.
Who's never met a war that he didn't like. Who's going to keep the drone strikes going. He's going to keep the wars going. He's going to keep the sanctions going.
Good. All of those should keep going. There is no cogent argument for why they shouldn't. Drone strikes? Those kill terrorists without risking American lives. You know the thing you non-interventionists always whine about? Oh, bring the troops home. They're in danger. It's like, okay, well then we're going to have to adapt and use drones. And you know what? Drones, they're very precise in what they hit. We can take out terrorists without risking American lives. That was a compromise that we were trying to do to appease you. But you still don't fucking like it. And the reason you don't fucking like it is because they go after the people that you worship.
He's going to keep locking up black people. He's going to keep pushing neoliberal policies. He's going to keep giving out corporate bailouts. He's going to keep screwing over the middle class. What is wrong with you? You should be fucking crying, not celebrating.
You are beyond salvation. You should be happy. And I am happy. I want Joe Biden to increase our military presence in the Middle East. Because every fucking time we reduce it, shit hits the fan.
There was no pushing Biden left. There was no lesser of two evils. The whole system is evil. And we already know what the next 4 years are going to be. Anyone who criticizes the Biden-Harris administration, anyone who opens their mouth about corruption, about imperialism, about war crimes, they're going to call them foreign agents. They're going to use the Russiagate playbook against them. Oh, you're a Putin puppet.
Oh my God, this guy really has no self-awareness. None. He's accusing people of smearing critics of war criminals as Russian agents and foreign puppets, while himself smearing critics of war criminals like Assad as neoliberals and warmongers. This guy is nuts.
And for the rest of the world, it's the same old, same old. They're going to keep bombing us. They're going to keep killing us. They're going to keep drone striking us, putting sanctions on us, and no one is going to give a shit.
Oh my God. You know, I have never seen somebody project this much. I have really never seen this. Everything this guy accuses other people of doing, he himself is doing. He's accusing people of not giving a shit about people who are being bombed and slaughtered and massacred. Dude, that's what you're doing. You're ignoring all the people who are dying at the hands of genocidal dictators like Assad and Maduro and Putin and Xi and all those other, tyrannical despots. It's like, dude, get some fucking self-awareness. You're the least self-aware person I have ever seen. I have never seen somebody project as much as you do. It's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable.
They got rid of Trump, and now they've given you the architect of the system that gave you Trump.
Oh boy, it's finally over. The video was only 2 minutes long, but God, it felt longer than that. Okay. You know what? I'll just let the video speak for itself. You know what? Richard Medhurst is one of the least intellectual people on the internet, and really that's saying a lot. He has absolutely no self-awareness. Everything he says is projection, and he says all this stuff just so he can feel comfortable and he can sleep at night while defending the worst tyrants in history. This guy is an absolute joke, and I hope none of you take him seriously.